Hello. So you're probably like, Maddison, whoa, calm down with the hairstyle. You look exactly like Priscilla Presley. Whoa. Well, there's a reason why. It's because today I'm gonna try to do a Priscilla Presley makeup look. I couldn't find my bump its because I was like, this is the time when the bump it would have come in so handy. She has so many iconic looks, and I'm not using the word iconic loosely this time. Like, I feel like this, she really deserves the word iconic. There are so many like looks that I could do, but this one was from the photo shoot that she did with her baby, I believe. Yeah, the one where she's holding the baby and Elvis is right there when she's wearing the pink top. I'll show you the picture. Like, look at that hair. How could you compare the hair? How do thee compare the hair to a Priscilla Presley? And I found this one girl's tutorial that I thought was like the closest to something I would like to do. Yeah, I went looking far and wide for a tutorial of this, and I went on TikTok, which was my first mistake, and like, I'm not good at makeup. I'm not the best at makeup, but when you're like trying to do Priscilla Presley makeup, I feel like it needs to look a certain way, and if you're going to give a tutorial, like, you need to give tutorial. It's not giving tutorial. It's not that their makeup looked bad, but it was not Priscilla Presley. I think it was because after seeing this video and then going to see if there was something better out there, which there wasn't, I came back to this. That's why when you find something great, don't go out looking for something better, because it's not there. It's just
So I wanted to do this look specifically because of the Barbiecore trend going on right now. So keep on watching for this very doll-like look, perfect for cosplay, Halloween, or if you love 60s makeup.
I'm reading the captions, so I had to turn it off. Sometimes when I'm watching a movie, I have to turn off the captions because I don't even know what the people look like, because I'm just sitting there reading the captions, especially if it is a word-heavy movie. I was watching Tenet the other day, and I couldn't finish it because there was so much reading that I was like, I need a moment.
Adding a bit of dimension to my face with this rose ink cream bronzer, and let's talk fashion. Fashion was a huge part of Priscilla's life.
I'm gonna use some of this actually eyeshadow on there. I was wanting to hide it at first because this is an old eyeshadow palette. On her chin right here. And then there's a little contour. And then she like just puts a little over, like just right here on her forehead. And then she did a little bit here. I'm afraid I'm gonna look like I have like a 5 o'clock shadow. Why is it always 5 o'clock? It's 5 o'clock, no. Beautiful.
And I haven't posted on this channel in a hot minute, but my last video was inspired by Elizabeth Taylor, and I showcased a lot of Florist products, and this powder I grab for every day. It's amazing to just press lightly over the skin.
I do have some powder kind of like that. Yeah, I brought out my whole makeup collection today for this, just so that I wouldn't have to get up and down to go to my bathroom to like check and see if I had something. I was like, I'm just gonna lay it all out here. Stuff. Oh, you can't see it. I was gonna show you, but it's kind of embarrassing.
And then for brows, I didn't pluck off all my brows, but I am going to use this L'Oreal brow definer in this deep brunette shade to create more structure, especially with a higher, sharper arch and a longer tail.
I'll use a brown pencil. And I know there was that movie made about her that came out recently, but I still haven't seen it. But I love Sofia Coppola movies. And don't get me started on Jacob Elordi. Like, we're not gonna get into that. Oh. See, I shouldn't have made fun of those TikTok girlies because I'm feeling like them right now. Yeah.
Anyways, I found this blush from MAC that I've had for a long time and I love it. Apply this higher up on the cheeks, and a brand that I have been recently obsessed with is M Cosmetics. I love this Cherub blush, and I'm flushing this over my cheeks and nose, touch on my forehead as well.
Okay, let's see like the pinkest blush. That one's super pretty, but it has glitter all in it. Sometimes some makeup products are made better with glitter, but sometimes I don't want the glitter. Especially like face products, like if it has like glitter in it, I'm just gonna use some of the Barbie palette. Tried and true. This is in shade Wish. Girl, I'm the Wish version. Priscilla.
The Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wands have taken over the internet in the past couple years to a point where they are hard to find. I'm pulling out a vintage product that I've had for forever now. It's probably expired at this point.
Vintage, that's what I'm gonna start calling my stuff, vintage. That is like expired, all my expired makeup. It's vintage. It's Vogue, it's vintage, it's recycled. And we're gonna mix Strange and Dust. Me going to watch Dune 2. Did y'all see those pictures from the Dune premiere? There was sand everywhere and they had to like walk through the sand, which I thought was pretty cool. Invite me next time to Dune 8, because I know there are gonna be like 12 movies.
But it is the Natural Mattes by Too Faced. I just can't get rid of it. I use it all the time. I'm mixing the matte cream and bright light pink under the brow bone as well as over the lid, and I'm creating a larger crease. This shape I'm doing is different from some of the other 60s looks that I've done. Usually I'll exaggerate the inner crease and then follow the shape of my natural crease, but for this look, extend that exaggerated crease more outward toward the tail of the brow. I'm doing this with a brown shadow first because it's not a normal shape I do, and I was a bit nervous I was gonna mess it up.
Okay, so now we're getting into the gritty. I really need to go to Betty Bye, like legitimately. Now we get to do the unique crease shape. Those look completely different. It's not blending because this is vintage makeup. Oh, that's kind of everything. Oh. Okay, we just gotta trust the process. Trust it.
But now I'm gonna add a brown liner, and then once I have that applied, soften it up with a bit of shadow.
You know, I hate to say it, or maybe I don't hate to say it, but I started watching The Bachelor again. I realized when I was watching it, I was like, is this brown? It says brown. Why are all these girls younger than me on The Bachelor? I thought the age range was a little higher. Like some of these girls are like 20, 30 on The Bachelor. And I'm like, but no, what I was gonna get to was this one girl that is on there, her name's Maria. I was like, she looks so familiar. There's something about her that is so familiar. And I found out that she was in the movie The Pacifier with the Vin Diesel. And she's one of the, they're not Girl Scouts, but they're like basically Girl Scouts.
That means if you want to live to see tomorrow, you do exactly as I say. Do we understand each other?
Grandmother, you frighten me.
Good.
If you know me personally, or if you know me in any capacity, you know that I'm obsessed with The Pacifier, and I've seen it probably 72 times. And I have that movie like ingrained in my mind. And like when people would say like, do you know who Vin Diesel is? I'd be like, Vin Diesel from The Pacifier? Yes. Had never seen Fast and Furious, still have never seen Fast and Furious. Mine doesn't look as good as hers. Especially at watching this season and like just growing up as a person. I think I'm realizing more and more that like that is not the place for me to thrive on The Bachelor, because like of course they wouldn't pick me. I'm not saying that because like I'm not worth them picking me, or that I'm like, oh, they wouldn't pick me, but I'm like, I would be afraid to talk to that man. I'd be terrified. I'd be that girl that's like, I didn't get any time. That's okay. Maybe I'd like make it a couple episodes because he'd be like, ooh, she's like kind of mysterious, but then he'd be like, oh, you're boring. Or not boring, but he'd be like, I know legitimately nothing about this woman and she's gonna go home. She's gonna go home.
For more dimension, I'm adding this MAC pigment all over the lid. Has a bit of sheen to it.
Okay, so I'm gonna add more white. Maybe that'll help. I may actually put a little bit of this white eyeshadow base.
And for big winged liner, start with a straight outer corner wing that connects to the bottom lash line and start to build it up all the way to the tear duct. I thought I was creating a really thick line here, but I could have doubled it. It would have looked more accurate if I had gone double the size because my lid is a little bit bigger in general, so I have more space to work with. But I ended up liking how it looked, so I didn't really add to it. And then add a inner corner line towards the nose.
Time for the winged liner. H2R3. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I just winked at you.
Jumping back into some interesting details about Priscilla, her and her daughter Lisa Marie were recruited into Scientology by John Travolta. Oh, and I literally don't know anything about Scientology, so if you want to explain what the heck that is, go ahead.
Oh girl, you want us to discuss Scientology in your comment section? Okay.
And to add drama to the eyes, I'm lining underneath my lash line and wiggling downward a bit to thicken up the initial line before adding in some big falsies.
Now, like that's a jump scare. Okay, it doesn't look that bad.
Curling with my favorite Barbie and Revlon lash curler.
Okay, so for falsies, we do have like a bunch of choices because I have gotten a few PR packages from Kiss, which is fun. But these look super duper thick. And then these are super duper 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 thick. I feel like the second ones in here look good because they're thick, but they're not too long. See, I don't understand how she doesn't get just all under here because mine is migrating. Wait, that worked. My eyes are so watery. Oh no. Oh no, my eyes just suddenly started watering. Okay, why were these falsies like the least of my problems? Like, I kind of killed that.
So to add more dimension, when my eyes were looking straight, I added some deeper matte shadow through the crease at the start of the eye without having to add a lot more liner or another set of...
She didn't do this, but I feel like I need to do a little bit of white right here. Oh, this is lash glue.
Adding mascara to the top and bottom.
Some mascara. I'm just like trying to unleash my inner artist, as Priscilla Presley would say.
And my favorite lip liner is called Wherever Walnut by Makeup Forever. I picked this one up because I read Hailey Bieber loved it, and I ended up loving it as well. It's a great everyday lip liner shade. Priscilla's was a little bit more brown and less blended, but I wanted it to be a tiny bit more blended and go with a peachy pink. And then to lighten it up, I used that matte light pink shadow I used earlier and added this in the center of the lips.
I'm gonna use this. She's using a walnut color lip liner, but this one I think will do. I can't tell if I like it or not. Like, I'm so confused. Like, I think I'm in shock by my face. Here, let's get a close-up.
Priscilla is an actress, and her most iconic role was the show Dallas, and she looked very different on the show compared to this rock and roll style that's more reminiscent of the 50s and 60s.
I think I just have like small eyelids. Yeah, I think that's it. Priscilla, I apologize. This is my apology video to you. Thanks for watching, mama.